This is MA 110, section 3.5, and in this section we're going to be talking about one-to-one functions. So what is a one-to-one function? A one-to-one function is a function if and only if different numbers in the domain of f have different outputs in the range of f. So let's say that another way. If a and b are two different numbers in my domain, so they're different in my domain, and they're not the same number, so a is not equal to b, then when I plug in a into my function and I plug in b into my function, I don't get the same output. So f of a doesn't equal f of b, and a and b are different numbers, and that's true for any two numbers of my entire function. So one of the ways we usually talk about a one-to-one function is whether or not it passes this thing called the horizontal line test. So let's look at an example. This is from number 5, f of x equals 5. So if I pull up my graph here and I get f of x equals 5, so this is what my f of x equals 5 looks like. So f of x equals 5 is not a one-to-one function because it fails to pass the horizontal line test. So this is y equals 5, and it is a horizontal line itself, so it fails the horizontal line test. Okay, well let's look at another example. This one failed. What about f of x equals x to the 4th minus x squared? So if I pull up my graph, I get x to the 4th minus x squared. And when I look at that, it also fails the horizontal line test. For example, the line y equals 0 crosses the function several times. It crosses 1, 2, 3 times. Y equals 2 crosses the function twice. So the horizontal line crosses my function more than one time. So it is not one-to-one because it fails the horizontal line test. And then finally, let's look at number 17, which is f of x is equal to the root of x. So when I look at that on a graph, f of x is equal to the root of x, I can see here that this passes the horizontal line test because I can't find a place anywhere on this curve that if I drew a horizontal line would cross it more than once. For example, y equals 2 is a horizontal line, and y equal 2 would cross it one time, but not a second time. So that means that f of x equals root of x passes the horizontal line test and therefore is a one-to-one function.